Let's go with Georgia. Let's kick it off the right way because I've got to ask for permission to do something I never do, which is eat chalk. I don't like Georgia. I love Georgia, and I don't want to bet them to win the SEC. I don't want to bet them to make the playoff. I want to bet them to win the whole fucking thing at plus 300.
3-1. They are the favorites. They should be the favorites. You want permission to bet this.
Number 1 overall quarterback in Carson Beck. You have weapons upon weapons upon weapons upon weapons. You go and take Florida's best running back in ETN. Stud. You get Lovett, the kid from Missouri. You have Delpit. You went over and got the kid from Stanford, Urasich, the tight end, who's kind of, no one's Brock Bowers, but this kid will be used in the same way. Defense, I mean, look, you get 4 linemen back up front defensively. I mean,
they reload every year.
Studs everywhere. They have depth. And when we talk about it, part 1, I don't believe in a lot of these SEC teams.
So you were down slightly on Alabama, LSU, Texas.
And
you like Ole Miss, but you don't think they're on the level of Georgia.
No, I don't think anyone's on Georgia's level. So if it's making the playoff at minus 600, I can't do it. If it's winning the SEC, I don't know. Why do I want to risk losing the SEC title game? They'll still make the playoff. What I want from Georgia, it's not over 10.5 at minus 122. I don't care. They don't have to go 12-0, 11-1 for me to make the playoff. All I want is a chip and a chair. I want to buy into the poker tournament and Georgia to win it all as long as they get in.
I think
9-3 Georgia gets in.
No question.
And as long as they get in, there is no team in America, I think, remotely close. They were the best team in America last year. And then Kirby Smart coached like a bitch against Nick Saban and allowed that mediocre-ass Alabama team in. The reality is Georgia beat 5 ranked teams by an average of 30 points a game. This is the team, and I don't like handing out chalk, but I'm asking for permission. Am I allowed to hand this out and go, people, 3-1 on this football team to win it all is a gift?
Yeah, you can do it. It's the best way to bet them.
Thank God. All right.
Think about this. You don't like handing out minus 150s. This is plus 300. Of course you can hand out a plus 300. Now, I know you don't like setting your money in the app and letting it marinate for 3, 4, 5 months, but it's a great case. They have a schedule that is tough. They got to go to Bama, Texas, and Ole Miss. They'll probably beat them all. They might lose one. Either way, we don't have to fuck around with it. They'll be in the playoff. They're the best team. They're the deepest team, and you got to go through multiple rounds of playoffs now.
Yes.
They are
and I love
a team that's hungry, that didn't get a chance to play in it last year. I love this pick.
Okay. Guys, I'm sorry. I know that's not what we do. I know that that's not sexy. And you're right. Injuries can happen. Players can die. Hell, at Georgia, 15 guys could go speed racing and just get kicked out of school. But for me, 3-1 on this, I feel like it should be even money. I'm going with it. I'm going to bet Georgia to win it all.
Are there any weaknesses that jump out to you?
No.
Okay.
No.
No, I mean, I think you could argue losing Bowers and Ra Thomas kicked off the team. But I feel like I got an NFL quarterback with 4 offensive linemen and enough weapons that I'll be just fine. I'll run the ball if I have to with ETN.
It's a coach who's got the ability to get his team primed, make them feel like it's us versus everybody. They got screwed last year not making the playoff, but they also were their own worst enemy. They coached a very conservative game against Bama, and revenge on their mind. Look at the schedule. If you want to pull up Georgia's schedule, please.
Yeah, I can do it.
You go through this. And again, 9-3 Georgia's getting in. Who are the 3 losses?
Yeah, with Georgia's schedule this season, I mentioned some of the tough road games, but we'll go chronological as we do on a Saturday slate.
I like that.
Clemson in the opener. It's in Atlanta. Not a home game, but basically a home game. And it doesn't matter if they played in South Carolina, it'd be a win. Tennessee Tech.
Win.
At Kentucky.
Win.
At Alabama.
I think it's a win, but call it a loss.
Sure.
Say they get shit on.
Oh,
that's
man.
a loss.
Bunch of frauds. Okay, they lost. They beat Auburn the next game.
Win.
That's an old rivalry down there. Mississippi State's terrible.
Win.
They go to Texas.
Win. Say it's a loss. Don't care.
I was going to say, I kind of like Texas. Let's be negative. It's a loss. Florida and Jacksonville.
Win.
At Ole Miss.
Win.
They have to win one of the 3 games. Yes.
They beat Ole Miss by 35 last year. That's a hell of a gap they got to bridge.
We think Ole Miss is better. Let's say they only lose by 2 touchdowns.
Fine. Hell, say they lose the game. There's 3 losses.
No, I'm saying Ole Miss cuts the gap in half and still loses. Tennessee,
win.
UMass,
win.
And Georgia Tech.
Win.
So it's a 9-3, 10-2.
If
we're super mean, negative,
you don't win a
harsh.
single big game, you lose to the 3 decent teams you play, you still make the playoff, and I'm still sitting 3-1 with what I deem to be the deepest team with the best quarterback and the best coach. Georgia plus 300, please.
Listen, I could do my sanctimonious. If you don't beat anybody, should you be in at 9-3? But the reality is they would still be in at 9-3. Could they be in at 8-4 if they beat?
No, now you're just being
now I'm pushing your buttons a little bit.
Now you're just being
Hold on. Let's say they beat Texas in Texas, but went 8-4. Could I go, well, you know what? Kirby Smart.
I'm not participating in this.
This is your sport as much as my sport,
This
Mike.
is not my sport. My sport left years ago.